Hi there, I'm John Bond from Riverwinds Consulting, and this is Publishing Defined. Today I'm going to talk about fan fiction. At its simplest, fan fiction is narrative work that uses pre-existing characters, setting, or story worlds created by another author. But that definition is too tidy. In practice, fan fiction is less about borrowing and more about dialogue between texts, between authors, and between interpretations. For a seasoned writer, the more useful question is not what is fan fiction, but what does it allow you to do that original fiction does not. Fan fiction removes one of the most difficult burdens of storytelling, invention from zero. The world is already built, the characters already have psychological depth, contradictions, and audience expectations. That frees you to focus intensely on craft, on voice, structure, pacing, and subtext. Consider what happens when you write within an established universe. You are immediately working with constraint, and constraint, as most experienced writers know, is often where creativity sharpens. You are forced to ask, what is essential about this character? What are the gaps in the canon that invite exploration? Fan fiction thrives in those gaps. These gaps might be narrative, events that happen off-page. They might be psychological, motivations the original text leaves ambiguous, or they might be tonal, what happens when you shift genre, perspective, or thematic emphasis, while remaining faithful to the core of the work. In that sense, fan fiction is an advanced exercise in interpretation. It demands close reading. You are not just inventing, you are analyzing, then re-expressing. There is also a technical challenge that often goes unacknowledged: voice replication. Writing a character that readers already know requires precision. If your dialogue drifts, even slightly out of alignment, the illusion breaks. This makes fan fiction an excellent training ground for mastering voice consistency and characterization under pressure. At the same time, fan fiction invites risk in a controlled environment. Because the audience arrives with prior investment, you can experiment more boldly with structure or theme. You can write the what-if scenario that would be too structurally unstable for an original work. You can test emotional extremes, alternative timelines, or unconventional points of view. And importantly, you receive rapid, engaged feedback. Fan communities tend to be highly literate in the source material, which means their critiques often focus on nuance, whether a character feels authentic, whether a thematic shift is earned, whether a narrative choice aligns with the internal logic of the world. For a developing writer, even a sophisticated one, that kind of feedback loop is invaluable. Of course, fan fiction exists in a complicated relationship with originality and ownership. It is not a substitute for creating your own intellectual property, but it can function as a laboratory, a space where you refine technique, deepen interpretive skill, and test narrative instincts. So rather than dismissing fan fiction as derivative, it is more productive to see it as a form of applied literary analysis, one that happens to produce a story. And for writers committed to improving their craft, that combination of analysis and creation is where real growth tends to happen. Well, that's it. I have a new novel out called To the End of Reckoning. It is a high-concept, speculative thriller. What if a film existed of every major historical event? Would footage of Caesar's assassination or Columbus landing in the Americas be accepted as real? And if such films were genuine, who could have created them, and what would their existence mean for the future of humanity? The novel is due out in August 2026. Check out the link in the notes below for more information or to order a copy. Hit the like button below if you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and reach out to me at riverwindsconsulting.com with your questions. Make comments below. Thanks so much and take care.